So how are you doing today, Miss Cannon?
I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm not quite sure why I'm being called in. Is this my regular scheduled supervision session, or is there something going on?
No, I just noticed that you seem like you're not yourself. You seem to be a little disgruntled about something. I don't know what it is, but it's affecting your work. Your production has went down here, and you haven't seen as many clients as I would like for you to see. And I was just wondering why had your number slid.
Um, would you like me to be frank with you?
Speak openly.
Okay. Well, lately, since we've hired a few new people, I'm starting to feel like there is some favoritism. I don't want to say abuse of power, but a little favoritism going on between amongst us. And as my supervisor, I feel like you are being a little bit more gruff with me as opposed to the new hirees.
You think that the standards are not the same for you as just for new individuals.
Correct.
Could you give me an example of what you're talking about?
Well, it seems like you're always telling me that my production is a certain way and I need to see these people and I need to get my caseload taken care of. But it doesn't seem like you are on other employees like as much.
Well, we do have a lot of new employees, and I think that it would be fair to say you've been here for a while, that we have to allow them opportunity to learn the new procedures and process, and you've been here for a while. I know what you can do, so I'm asking you to live up to what I know you can do. You know, I mean, there's a lot that you can do, and your numbers you're doing half of what you was doing a month ago. And I think that with new people coming in, you're doing the same as they're doing right now, and I know your production can go up. So I don't necessarily say I'm showing favoritism, but I am giving them a little bit more leadway to get up to par. Does that sound like it would be fair? Because that's what I would do for you. If I would have been here when you got here, I would not expect you to see or to make 100 contacts. I would expect you to make 50 contacts, not 100.
Well, I can understand where you're coming from, but I guess the problem that I have is the way you approach it. Sometimes I feel like you're calling me out in front of my coworkers. And I feel like if you have a problem with my production, you should call me in and discuss the issues with me as opposed to saying, just walking by my office saying, I need you to get your numbers up and stuff like that. Like, I just don't find that that's very professional. And, I would just, if there's a problem, I would just rather you do some individual supervision with me. And then if it's a problem that you see with everyone else, after you've let me know that it's an issue with me, then maybe bring everybody together and do maybe a generic statement about production.
I guess that is something I could do, but I think it is that the atmosphere is that people feel like because you've been here for a while, it doesn't matter what your production is. And I just want you to be able to set an example. I want everybody to know that I want you to set an example, so that may have been why I've made mention of your production. And the production board is on the wall. You can see it. Everybody knows what your production is. Last quarter, your numbers were much higher. This quarter, you're below most of the new employees, and that's something that I need to address. Everybody sees the number, and that's why I address it openly. Also, you've kind of been kind of a little argumentative and challenging, so that may have been why it kind of grayed on me a little bit, and I've approached you in different manners, different ways. Yes, I could, as a supervisor, do it another way, and I think in the future I'll at least consider that. But I will still reserve the right to call you out when I feel like it's necessary. But let's do this. Let's say that neither one of us can call each other out or agitate each other in front of others. If we can do that, then I think we can get some leeway on it.
Well, also, I understand that, but sometimes I feel like how do I put it? Sometimes I feel like you don't have as much knowledge as I do about some things, and you refuse to listen to me. It's like it's always the supervisor's way, Mr. Henry's way, or the highway, and I'm not understanding that. And this is something that's kind of new to me because, like you said, we've worked together for a while.
Well, I guess I'm a authoritative type of person, maybe even directed. I give you a task, and tell people what I want to, and I don't have a lot of flexibility in what I'm willing to feedback. I don't want feedback right now. I just want you to go and execute. It may be from my military experience, but I just want people to execute. And the more, most of the time when you give me information, it's always in a group setting. It's always, and then it kind of undermines my leadership or my authority, and I don't like it when someone does it. I'd say this is how I want it done, and you always got a better idea. And you're not the supervisor. I am. And once I give directive as to how I want things done, I expect it to be executed. If you have questions about it, you got some better insight on it, then come see me afterwards. We'll talk about it, and I would definitely give you the credit for it. You know, I'm not going to steal your credit, you know, because that's always what it's about a lot of times, in a lot of situations. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, that you a credit seeker, but sometimes it happens that way. If you come up with a great idea, me and you can staff it together, then I'll take it, implement it, and I give you credit for it. I will say that Ms. Cannon suggested that we implemented this change or this idea. I'm not going to steal your credit. I will give you credit. I'll praise you for it. You know. Now, we've already spent 10 minutes here talking, and I still have plenty more time. Is there anything else that you would like to address? You know, I know you were concerned about your PTO.
Yes, I've been called in more than I feel like I should when I'm not on call. And I enjoy what I do. I enjoy working with my clients, but I think sometimes I feel like I'm being taken advantage of. And maybe it's because I've been here the longest. Maybe it's because people feel like I'm more dependable. But it seems like the people that we're getting in here now aren't really up to par. And I don't know if it's pressure on you from upper management or what's going on, but yes, I have a problem with being called on my paid time off. I feel like that's not fair.
Well, the only reason why we've called you the times we have is that it was an area that you had more experience, even than I had. And I was not. I was away at the conference. You was here. You're not second lead, but because you have more experience than any people hired, we have 3 or 4 new individuals. They was on call for that, and the situation required someone with more experience. And you were the person here in town that I could call and rely upon. We depend on you a lot, and I think if you see this as an opportunity to get experience, to get supervision experience, we will definitely be looking forward to see how you can progress it within this organization. Because we need people like you. You have great responsibility. You have a great sense of responsibility. You're dedicated, and you're loyal to the company. And I think that is something that you just can't find every employee. I should have probably talked to you about it before, but I would like to see you advance within this company. There is room for advancement. It may require you to relocate and stuff like that, but there's room to advance within this company. To ask you to come in and there's certain type of paperwork, the legal paperwork we have to do here as far as directives and health proxy and different stuff like that, that some of the new people are not as experienced. For these clients that we called you in, it's definitely very important we have all this stuff in line because there's a lot of conflict with those families. So I needed to make sure that if this goes to court, we have our most experienced person make sure the paperwork done, and the person that can actually talk if we have to go to court over it. So hopefully you can understand that a little different in the future. We'll definitely, I'll share that responsibility for when I'm in town. I will go on some and I'll let you know when those are, so you'll see that I'm sharing some of those responsibilities with you.
Well, since you bring up advancement, there is another issue I'd like to discuss with you, but right now, is it okay if we just take a minute so that I can take care of some issue with a family that's phoned in?
Go ahead and then come back in a few minutes and see.
Okay.
All right.